Plan 9. It's been absolutely impossible to work through these Earth creatures. Their soul is too controlled. It's an interesting thing when you consider the Earth people who can think are so frightened by those who cannot.
You have your report?
We had to pull in here to Space Station 7 for regeneration. We're returning to the planet Earth immediately thereafter.
What progress has been made?
We contacted government officials. They refuse our existence.
Lynn?
Yes?
Suppose it's over.
Shut down your transmitter.
Communications, I mean. Suppose we never make it again. There's nothing wrong with a transmitter. Atmospheric conditions won't explain it either. No matter how bad they are, we pick up something.
There have been no further decoding. What plan will you follow now?
Plan 9.
Plan 9. Ah, yes.
Plan 9. It's been absolutely impossible to work through these Earth creatures. Their soul is too controlled. It's an interesting thing when you consider the Earth people who can think are so frightened by those who cannot.
You have your report?
We had to pull in here to Space Station 7 for regeneration. We're returning to the planet Earth immediately thereafter.
What progress has been made?
We contacted government officials. They refuse our existence.
Lynn?
Yes?
Suppose it's over.
Shut down your transmitter.
Communications, I mean. Suppose we never make it again. There's nothing wrong with a transmitter. Atmospheric conditions won't explain it either. No matter how bad they are, we pick up something.
There have been no further decoding. What plan will you follow now?
Plan 9.
Plan 9. Ah, yes.
Plan 9. It's been absolutely impossible to work through these Earth creatures. Their soul is too controlled.
And
interesting thing when you consider the Earth people who can think are so frightened by those who cannot.
You have your report?
We had to pull in here to Space Station 7 for regeneration. We're returning to the planet Earth immediately thereafter.
What progress has been made?
We contacted government officials. They refuse our existence.
Lynn,
Yes?
suppose it's over.
And I shut down your transmitter.
Communications, I mean. Suppose we never make it again. There's nothing wrong with the transmitter. Atmospheric conditions won't explain it either. No matter how bad they are, we pick up something.
There have been no further decoding. What plan will you follow now?
Plan 9.
Plan 9. Ah, yes.
Plan 9. It's been absolutely impossible to work through these Earth creatures. Their soul is too controlled. You know, it's an interesting thing when you consider the Earth people who can think are so frightened by those who cannot.
You have your report?
We had to pull in here to Space Station 7 for regeneration. We're returning to the planet Earth immediately thereafter.
What progress has been made?
We contacted government officials. They refuse our existence.
Lynn,
Yes?
suppose it's over.
And I shut down your transmitter.
Communications, I mean. Suppose we never make it again. There's nothing wrong with the transmitter. Atmospheric conditions won't explain it either. No matter how bad they are, we pick up something.
There have been no further decoding. What plan will you follow now?
Plan 9.
Plan 9. Ah, yes.
Plan 9. It's been absolutely impossible to work through these Earth creatures. Their soul is too controlled. You know, it's an interesting thing when you consider the Earth people who can think are so frightened by those who cannot.
You have your report?
We had to pull in here to Space Station 7 for regeneration. We're returning to the planet Earth immediately thereafter.
What progress has been made?
We contacted government officials. They refuse our existence.
Lynn,
Yes?
suppose suppose it's over.
Now shut down your transmitter.
Communications, I mean. Suppose we never make it again. There's nothing wrong with a transmitter. Atmospheric conditions won't explain it either. No matter how bad they are, we pick up something.
There have been no further decoding.
What plan will you follow now?
Plan 9.
Plan 9.
Hey everybody, welcome to Real Shade, and it's me, Jamie, from Real Shade, and a giant awkward picture that I have yet to resize, but let me just do that while things are, it's a little technical glitch, it's fine. There's Darren over there, behind the big picture that I just moved, glorious Darren, and there's lovely Derry up at the top left hand side. She's back this week, ladies and gentlemen, she's back! Who knew it would just take a day for technical... and there's already technical glitches as we speak, but don't worry, they're good. We're all good to go. So this week we're going to be speaking about our friend Mr. Mario right over here, but not the good one, the shitty one with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo. Yay!
They almost shouldn't
I'm
be in the
excited.
same sentence.
Right, I know, what a matchup, but it's one of those films where a lot of things are actually better than I remember them, and a lot of things aren't as bad. But it's still a kind of a bad movie, if you get the drift. So we'll go through it anyway. We'll have a quick chat about it. Feel free to interject and comment. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch. We're broadcasting on Twitch and YouTube. We're everywhere, just to get your attention, lovely people out there. So yeah, this week we're speaking about Mario, 1993. Let's switch over to our IMDb here for a quick moment and have a look, see what they have to say. 2 Brooklyn plumbers already off to a horrible start. Lore-breaking material going on here. Why are they from Brooklyn? I don't know. Because plumbers and Italians, I suppose.
Italian-American.
Right. Italian-American. Must travel to another dimension to rescue a princess from the evil dictator King Koopa and stop him from taking over the world. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. So, Darren. This week it was my suggestion. And I know it's horrible. Okay, we all know it's horrible, and it's a bit of a meme at this stage. But Darren, tell me, have you ever seen this when you were younger?
I saw this when it came out first, yeah. I actually, when my sisters used to, all my brothers and sisters used to live at home, they actually, I think they rented the film, I shouldn't say the DVD, the video. And they, I sat in and watched it with them, and didn't know it was Super Mario Brothers that I was watching. I had no clue. Until my brother explained this to me. This is the Mario Brothers movie, because my brother had introduced me to the Teenage Mutant Turtles movies, and at least when you're watching that movie, you know what you're watching. Mm-hmm. So I saw it years ago, and I think I saw it about 3 or 4 times maybe, but so long ago that I just kind of forgot pretty much all of it, because it's not really rememberable, except for all the fucking just terrible bits in it. And the one thing about this movie is I don't understand how you can go so wrong. Abundantly take everything. This is what I can't understand. Even with Resident Evil, you have a story there, you have material there, use it. And like this, they didn't use it. I can understand now why when they say, when I watched it again, that this movie nearly ruined the video games to movie industry. I can 100% see it, and with all the stuff that I went and found out about it, I was clearly there won't be as many mess ups as I'm thinking. Oh my god, this movie was, oh my god, it was just, I don't know how this movie got made. How it even got made is beyond me, because every day they're coming in with new bits of the script to Bob Hoskins and to Dennis Hopper. People like Bob Hoskins and Dennis Hopper, not John Leguizamo because he's a great actor, but he was still very young. But these 2 lads were big names, you know what I mean? I would be so terrified that they would leave my fucking production. And they almost did. Dennis Hopper actually quit twice or something, but he was contracted. Same as Dustin, or not Dustin Hoffman. God, Dustin Hoffman touched his shit. Bob Hoskins. This movie's so bad it's making me forget names. You see, that's what Bob Hoskins said. His kids were like, "Oh my God, Dad, you're going to be in Super Mario Brothers." That's exactly what it was. They were like, "Yay!" And John Leguizamo just wanted to get work. But that'll tell you how bad it was.
Like relatives or kids.
Like the lads had to drink daily, like go into their meet up and have drinks
like, yes,
daily to get through. Like, and when they're having drinks, they were talking like, and all of a sudden then they're getting a knock at their fucking trailer door, and it'd be like an assistant, terrified, to hand them new piece of script. And when they get to set, they'd say to the director, like, what's going on? He was like, it's just something we want to try. So they do the scene sometimes with the script in their hand, like on the set. And Bob was like, I'm not doing it again. I'm not, like, every day, like, it's, and then you see, like, I just can't understand, like, with all, I won't even go into the really horrible stuff, like Bob Hoskins. There was no safety, and there was no people there. You know, in case any actors got hurt, like, there was no. You see what happens, and John Leguizamo broke 2 of his ribs on the same stunts because they didn't get stuntmen in, which is ridiculous. You know, when they jumped into the garbage truck and you see him, like, they missed it. They completely missed it. John Leguizamo landed on the side of the truck, like there was padding there, but he landed on the steel. And Bob Hoskins landed in the truck, but his leg landed outside it, so he broke his leg in bits. They didn't stop. Yeah, having a bit of focus. Like everything with this movie, it's like they're taking liberties with a product, and it's not as if Nintendo was a small product. You know what I mean?
Like, have some of that.
Like, exactly what you said, Jamie. I can understand now why we're only getting Sonic now because of the way, like, and you look at movies like Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat basically brought the game. Yeah, I can't even talk. It's emotional if we talk about it. The Mortal Kombat basically brought, because Street Fighter didn't help much. I shouldn't be showing what I'm wearing.
Oh, that's. Did you see the trailer?
But Mortal Kombat basically brought the video game to movies back from what it was, and then they had a second movie of that, and it almost ruined it again. But you know, we're just taking liberty. Sorry. No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
way to call me out on stream.
I'll go to Derry, who is.
To be fair, if I'm any kind of gamer, I'm a Nintendo gamer.
Games, Derry. You don't know them.
So like way back from the NES and
not
everything.
As a female, but just in general.
Yeah, no, this was not a Mario movie. This was like.
There you go. You played Mario.
No. I went in.
This wasn't even a Luigi movie.
Going, what an amazing cast.
King Koopa.
That did not want to be there.
You mean Bowser? Yeah. Is that who we're talking about? Bowser?
Dennis Hopper was bad. Fiona Shaw was bad. And I was just so disappointed because I love Fiona Shaw. I think she's a fantastic actress. And obviously Dennis Hopper and I forget her name now. Is it Lena?
Yeah, but you know what?
That's the
characters that looks like were never ever in a Mario game, like ever. Like, even if they hadn't made her like Wendy, like, I know Wendy is Koopa's daughter, but even if they had it, but the 2 boys as well, whoever the fuck they are.
Yeah.
Well,
no, Iggy is.
They're usually like minor bosses.
Are like they are this in what is it?
Yeah.
Super Mario.
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers, where you're going around like the desert.
What I would call like minor bosses. Sort of thing.
No, Iggy Koopa is a child. He's a child, but there's no Ziggy Koopa. There's 8 bosses. There's 8 of them, but there's no Ziggy, which I was like, okay, I can understand.
But you know what? To me, they were the best part of the movie, and I found out afterwards that they were fucking ad-libbing the whole thing. Because the writing was so bad that their first scene that they filmed, they ad-libbed it, and from then on, people just went, yeah, okay, whatever. And they were the best. They were the best part of the whole movie.
Who gives a shit?
So
let's get stuck in. Let's get stuck into the horrible. Actually, you know what? It's actually a really horrible start to a movie because knowing what comes afterwards, like, oh my god, did it. So they play the intro music like Super Mario, and we're treated by this like crappy. Like I wouldn't even call this 8-bit.
Yeah.
Like a
It's
bit.
like
They took a bit and they just put it on
yeah.
screen.
Well, they were trying to do
So,
like I think
I
they were
get
trying
what-
to give you the whole Super Mario Brothers feel with the. It was just awful. It was so crap and it was so terrible.
It's like, but this is the thing. It's like if you asked an adult at the time, "Hey, what does a video game look like?" They just went, "Oh, it looks like real life, but blocks." No. They show dinosaurs, which again, nothing to do with anything. Dinosaurs aren't even a part. Like in Super Mario World, there are dinosaurs, but they're not like the dinosaurs. They're I don't know, like reptile dinosaurs in the world of Mario.
Yeah,
No Brooklyn.
they're just like the only dinosaur that was like. But I don't even know if like Koopa or Bowser is a dinosaur. Is he a
They're
dinosaur?
like
What
turtles.
is he?
Well, actually, they're actually a type of Japanese mythical creature. You know that kind of way. They're like a turtle, a dinosaur-backed turtle thing.
Yeah, because Yoshi is the only thing close to a dinosaur.
And
like,
that was like in the games, yeah. But even at that, like, is he a dinosaur? As we could think, like at the time, this is when Jurassic Park was coming out, and a dinosaur isn't like a T-Rex in the world of Mario. It's not the same. So we have dinosaurs. They're talking for some reason. They're just talking. They actually, so I don't know. They had access to all of these cool practical effects. Why didn't they just have actual dinosaur-looking creatures at the start of it instead of these pixelated shit? Because 2 seconds later, they changed back from pixelated shit to like real life. And
I think there was reference like gaming and fucking all that kind of stuff from the Nintendo. I think that's what it was. I think so. That's why they went straight from the music into that.
This is the best part. Brooklyn, 65 million years ago. It's like in Pangea. You mean like Pangea when there was like no other continent? Yeah, okay. So straight after that, we get a woman running in the rain, and she delivers a fucking this technical. It's not. It's an egg in this tech. It looks like a futuristic pod, but why is Mario futuristic now? Like he didn't have anything futuristic. So it's like the 90s are trying to get on top of this. Like they tried all this futurism. It reminds me, now that you mentioned Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that kind of grittiness. They were like, yeah, let's go for that kind of a thing.
I actually got more of it, like they wanted it to be a Burton movie. I got like echoes of Beetlejuice and echoes of Batman, and it was very sort of, I felt like that.
This was supposed to be a prequel to the game, to the like before Super Mario Brothers. That's what they were going for. They were going for before they became the super. When your man says it, the Super Mario. I was like, oh, shut the fuck up.
The woman runs away, and there is a nun that finds the pod, and like the most stereotypical way, and brings the pod inside, and so the nuns open the pod. And there's an egg inside, and the egg hatches, and there's a baby inside of that. And the baby in the tree, and the tree in the bog, and the bog in the lake. So, we get
the girl that is delivering this pod, sorry, I thought you were on about the egg first, and I know the futuristic pod thing. But the girl actually that is running around is fucking Daisy. They didn't pay for another actress. That's what pissed me off. It's the exact same fucking actress. I was like, I had to look at it twice.
Nobody will notice. We'll just shoot it like at an angle and make everything askew.
Same actress that played Daisy with her mother.
Oh.
No, but you know what? I bet they justified it to themselves and went, "Oh, we're being really smart because like then that'll be like a hint. It'll be like an Easter egg. Oh, did you know Daisy's mom was actually played by Daisy?"
She says it. She was like, your one says it in the mid. Your one. Lena says, "You have your mother's eyes." I'm like, no, that's just a lady.
And body. Oh my god.
You're the same person.
So then they have a swipe to Brooklyn, and then it's Brooklyn now. Now. Not like the year or anything, just now.
Now.
John Leguizamo is chilling out on the couch, and he's a lazy asshole with no mustache. I'll have you know. Mario is running around going, "Oh, I'm a busy plumber," Also, so I'm like, what? So what year did this come out? 1993. I'm 4 years old. I probably don't know that much about Mario, but I know he's not a guy in an office with a shirt.
No.
You know, he has like one of those monkey suits on, one of those overall suits. That's what I know about Mario. He doesn't sit at a desk. And Luigi, at the very best, is just Mario but green. So all of this backstory stuff, I don't give a shit at all. Why, in the name of God, would they have something like that at the start of a kids movie? And that's what it is. It's like they tried to make an adult kids movie and failed.
That's exactly
badly.
what they did. But that's they wanted
so
to make it have that broad appeal where it could be watched by kids but also enjoyed by adults. But they seem to have forgotten about the kids in there.
They really forgot about the kids.
But at this time, Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3 were out on the NES, so it had been out for a while, and it had like this. What kills me, because this game and had a massive audience. Like, this movie should have killed. They had so much material to work with. So this is why I think they tried to make it for like you're saying, kids and adults, and they just failed miserably.
They did that with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like the movie, the kind of sector, effectively.
Yeah.
The movie industry. They made Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that was a kind of an adult kids movie. They actually had to cut some stuff for the second movie. But with this, they couldn't even get the adult part right. It was boring as fuck. Like, it was drama for the first half an hour of it, and I'm like, why are they still in Brooklyn? Get out of Brooklyn, please.
Yeah.
I
like the two lads. Even as bad as the script was and as terrible as it was, I can't help but love the two boys, John and Bob. Like, even though they fucking had horrible stuff to work with, they're great anyway.
They did well.
As good as they could.
That's why they're so professional, because I would have told everyone to fuck off. There's no way. Which is why I'm sitting here and they're there.
Well, Bob Hoskins is dead now, so fuck Bob Hoskins.
He's dead.
What is he going to do? Get me?
Who's behind you, Jimmy?
Get him, Bob. Oh no, he's right there in the camera. So we then get a lovely shot of the World Trade Centers. That won't be standing for long. So then we get an excavation site, and some mafia guys turn up, and they're like, "Hey, yous guys, this is our perfect place to build whatever we want." What is it, like they want oil or some shit? I don't even give a crap at this point now. I've actually lost all interest. I'm like, whatever, get to the fucking Mario bit.
Yeah. Your man is just a big fucking sleazeball. What do they call it? Skipelli, is it?
Skipellis. And then Daisy is like, "Hey, I'm dressed like I should be in Jurassic Park, but I'm in Brooklyn. I'm dressed like I was meant to be, like I was an extra for like she has the waistcoat. You know, at the very start of Jurassic Park, we're in the desert, and they're like, she looks like she's dressed like that, and nobody else is. So we get a shot of Iggy and Ziggy, or whatever their names are, and I like they're good actors. And again, it's just a shame that number one, I couldn't understand what the other guy with the fuck was saying. The guy with the kind of long nose, kind of like that, with the flat face.
Yeah.
That kind of guy.
Like,
and the other guy kind of reminds me of Rob Schneider a bit. What else has he been?
Yeah, Fisher. Oh, you definitely know his face.
I've seen him in.
He's in a lot of stuff. They're both really successful, but your man actually with the glasses on is like really successful. He's been in loads of stuff, tons of stuff.
Fisher Stevens. The other guy I don't think has worked much since.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah, because he kind of said that the movie followed him around, but I don't know if he's
leaving that behind forever.
Let's see. Let's go back on. Yeah, this guy Fisher Stevens. He's been in loads of stuff. You'll know his face absolutely because he's just so. He was in Friends. Oh, that was one episode.
You know what? See, that's the thing. I've seen him in like Short Circuit.
He's been in guest spots and stuff.
Yeah.
he wouldn't be what they call a leading man, but he does a lot of guest spotting, a lot of guest acting. Like yeah,
He's
straight,
been
as soon
in
as
a
you said
comedy that I've or in
he
a
was the guy
TV show.
who got
He does a lot of TV shows.
That's funny actually, because I definitely recognized him, but now that I'm looking over his IMDb, it's just like one episode here, one episode there, one episode there. Like
he's not a big long term actor. Like when I say that, I mean the show would be like in every episode and be in.
Maybe it is just a like familiarity of like Rob Schneider or something.
He's probably just done so much there. Like that's what I'm saying. He's probably done so. Like you've seen him. Like yeah. Anyway, go on. Keep going.
So the famous guy that we can't place, even though we're literally looking at IMDb, hang on a second, B-list Rob Schneider. Jesus Christ, you must be really bad if you're a B-lister.
Who described him as that?
Me, I did, just there.
Oh, okay. I thought you were looking at like BuzzFeed or something.
No, I came up with that. Poor
Harsh.
Hey, he's richer than I'll ever be. So, Daisy wants to hire more security, so they don't have mobile phones in these days, so she has to run across like a mile to get into the middle of town to get on a payphone. And wouldn't you know it, Luigi's already there because they're on their way to this plumbing job, but their car is gosh darn broken down. How exciting! I'm already riveted. This is Mario like I've never seen before. So we get a stupid kind of, hey, look at this backstory in this film with the missing Mrs. still a mystery. And again, like I feel like some of these, you know, on the newspaper, I feel like they're putting in these things. They're going, hey, this is really smart. This is so smart. Like they're definitely snorting all of the cocaine at this point. You know, putting in these stupid things.
Cocaine, snorting all of the cocaine.
Literally just face planting in cocaine. So Mario is like, all right, get in the van, love. He has to speak like that. If he spoke like that, you know what? Because technically Mario doesn't have an accent. So why didn't he speak like Smee from Hook?
Mario absolutely has an accent.
It's me, Mario.
Yeah,
it's not Italian.
It's a stereotypical Italian accent.
I don't know about its Italian.
I thought the stereotypical Italian accent was
yeah, it's me, Mario.
Let's not get too xenophobic on this channel. But if he spoke in his Smee accent, that would have at least made it entertaining. So he invites Daisy onto the van and says, hey, I will drive you to this place. I've literally just fixed the van. Come on in. So she gets in the van with two absolute random strangers in the middle of Brooklyn who, like... This is
one of which is obviously hitting on her.
He's adventurous. He's adventurous, man.
He's Mario. He's fucking Mario. You don't know who I am, bitch. I'm Mario. So they invite her on a fucking date in this Italian restaurant. So then Super Mario and Luigi are sitting down with Super Mario's girlfriend, having an Italian meal in a restaurant, just like the game, I might add. Remember that when they sat down at an Italian restaurant and Mario's random girlfriend from fuck knows where is just there.
Who is very Real Housewives.
Why? Why does Mario have a girlfriend? Call her fucking Peach. Just do that much.
They were trying to make the movie a real thing when the game is not a real fucking thing. They're trying to make some subject matter like a real, like you said there, Real Housewives. They didn't need to have any girlfriends. No, they could have helped her. I'll put it to you
this way.
No problem.
I don't want to be offensive, but I don't like children. Okay. Hey, look, they're me, but younger. You know, children are great, but you know, it's like I don't know how to deal with children. I don't know what to say around them. It's like Oh no, this is a really bad analogy. Don't take it like this. It's not a 1-for-1. But it's like when I was 14 and I wanted to speak to a girl, you know, and I didn't know what to say because I had nothing to say to him. I've literally there's nothing at all for different reasons. By the way, I'll just premise that. A child, like even a 14-year-old, I don't know what the fuck. But I know that within 5 minutes of the movie, what should have happened is Mario is like plunging a toilet and he goes, "Hey, Luigi, come help me." And then he gets sucked into the toilet and then he's just in the world. That is literally all I wanted to see.
Down a drain.
Like I'm in a drain.
Down a drain pipe. The closest we got to that was when they're actually down there and they're like, "Oh, but the wall is solid," but no, it's actually like quicksand. That is the closest you got to referencing the actual gameplay, I felt.
Yeah, like when they were in the desert and I was like,
I've got a feeling you can go through this solid rock. You know that you get all those like hidden little gaps in the gameplay. Like that's the closest we got to anything referencing the game as far as I was concerned.
I think they got everything. I might be wrong by saying this, but I just feel like they got everything wrong in this movie. They just not only did they get it wrong, they added wrong stuff to it on top of the wrongness.
They made all the good stuff bad by trying to explain it away.
How do you do it? Like Jimmy, you literally said it there. Plunger in the toilet, get sucked in the world.
Yeah.
That's the start of the movie.
There you go. Where am I? Where am I? Oh, there's a big fucking Dennis Hopper looking turtle thing attacking. And the girl whose toilet we were fixing also got sucked in. And fucking whatever, her name is Daisy if you really want it to be. Daisy Peach, you know? No, nothing. Just absolutely, like, literally, again, 15 minutes into the movie, they've broken down in their car. Some bad mobster guys came along to threaten Daisy, and who's an archaeologist, and now they're in a restaurant having a date. So they walk home after the date. Oh yeah, during the date, she was like, like if someone in the middle of dinner said this to me, and you're just after inviting them, and you're sitting with their brother and their girlfriend, and you go, "Oh yeah, I was abandoned as a child."
Yeah.
Like, who's going to be sitting there going, "Oh, tell me more. Tell me."
Yeah.
So are me and my brother were also abandoned too.
Like, okay, I get that, you know, if you're open to talking about it, you would have that conversation. That's fair enough. What I don't get is this, like, I was abandoned too. That to me, do you know what that reminded me of? My mother's name is Martha too. Like, stop having these random connections over random things that would absolutely make no difference in anybody's real life.
But this is stuff they just threw into it. Like when I, because I didn't remember that, and when I heard Luigi say to her, "Mario raised me," I was like, "Oh, hang on, are you not supposed to be actual brothers? You're not supposed to be his fucking son. What are you talking about? Are you his brother?"
He was like my mother to me. He was my mother. Oh no, wait, I didn't mean it like that. He's like my father. And I was like, "What the fuck is this? Why are you talking about this? What does this have to do with anything?" Yeah. I never I didn't ever even think it now after watching the film, having just remembered the scene. I've never thought, "Oh, who's Luigi and Mario's mum and dad?" But they just throw that in there. Like I said, they're trying to explain things that nobody's even asked a question to in the bad way.
It made no bearing to their character in the rest of the movie whatsoever.
I think we're forgetting the main thing about the whole movie. And there was one thing that was missing from the whole movie. Where the fuck was Luigi's mustache?
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's be honest. If Mario had one, then why wasn't Luigi supposed to have one?
And I mean, we saw John Leguizamo with a mustache last week at Romeo and Juliet.
Right?
He could rock a mustache.
Give him that mustache. And the gun. Give him a gun. Luigi is pissed.
Sword.
Okay, Derry.
Weapons.
Yo.
Derry, you're a costume designer for a movie, okay? Low budget movie. It's not even that big.
Oh, don't. Oh, God. So here we go.
Okay. What's the first basic thing you do? Let's say it's about a franchise. It's about the Chuckle Brothers. Okay. You know the Chuckle Brothers. To me. Okay. To you. Okay. What's the first thing you would do? Say like the Chuckle Brothers are well dead now. I think both of them are dead now. I think. So. Yeah. You'd at least want them to look like the characters. Is that wouldn't that be right?
I mean, you'd take, if you don't want it to be exactly the same, you would break it down to its core parts and
That's
rebuild
a good lead
it.
in for my next question. Okay.
Right.
If these two characters were literally represented by solid block colors,
Yeah.
wouldn't you just want at least those colors reflected on a regular basis enough to say, oh, at least I can differentiate them color-wise?
I think one of the first things that I would do is I would have had Bob Hoskins in like a red baseball cap. If you're putting him in real life.
Simple things.
Why?
Things like that.
Why then was John Leguizamo always wearing red throughout the whole entire movie until he put on that Luigi thing? He wore red the entire. Even when they put suits on, he wore a red suit, and Mario wore a yellow suit. What the fuck?
That's actually a very good point. Also, while we're on the concept where we're talking about wardrobe, I just want to say this: Daisy's dress looked like I ordered my prom dress from Wish.
Yeah. Like set on fire.
Everything else, all the wardrobe, all looked amazing, and then Daisy was in a prom dress fail from Wish.
I have to say that once they get to the Mario world, the costumes are really good.
Yeah, except Daisy. Yeah. Literally, like they just forgot about her and they slapped some curtain liner together on her.
Well, would have been so much
the end of the movie quickly.
Because they're supposed to be looking for work, right? So they're supposed to be these plumbers, apparently. So, like, why would they not be in their overalls waiting for clothes? So, like, they should have had those green and red outfits on at the very start of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, even
and they didn't have to be, like, bright red or bright green. They could have been, like, dirtied up, muted colours. Like, it didn't have to be...
a solid t-shirt or something. Like, here's the thing. I like it when there's a reveal. Like, I wouldn't have minded if they took a half an hour to get in their overalls or whatever, but like for them not to even do anything to do with the color or a scheme or a hint or anything is like an absolute waste.
Yeah.
Like someone must have been sitting there going, why aren't they doing that?
Well, the writers and directors said when they were asked about this movie years later at like some convention, and the answer they gave was ridiculous. They were like,
I'm colorblind. I'm colorblind.
Oh, your man said about what happened to the movie, you know, with because they had a big budget. They had a big budget for it, and your man said a lot of mistakes were made in that movie, and it was my plan. I'll hold my hands up to it. And then he just stopped talking. I was like, well, that's not an answer. Why did you make these decisions? Like stupid stuff. Like
who made
we're
these
talking
decisions?
about the last half hour, and we've already made. We should do one of those things, you know, where they take like movies. Like they take like trailers and make them better. Like someone take the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer and they made it better. Like a really, really low budget, like but much better. We should take this movie and fucking make it better.
Re-edit it.
Yeah, 100%.
So they're walking back from having a date night, and Iggy and Ziggy then capture the wrong girl because this is like a running theme. They kidnap the wrong lady.
Oh, the mom will say.
Yeah, it's so funny. It reminds me of Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, but your man, the joke your man told did make me laugh. It was the only joke that made me laugh in the whole movie. Your man said, if we get it wrong again, he'll kill us. No, he won't kill us. He's not that nice. And I kind of was like, that's very good.
So,
it's the only thing that made me laugh.
Daisy, well, you know, there's some other funny bits in it, but again, it was just pitiful. Like, some of them were just like, oh my god. So Daisy is like, hey, come down into this, deep into this hole. I want to show you stuff in the hole.
That's what
Mario's. Yeah, I know, right? Some real old shit, man. So hey, come down into the hole and I'll show you these bones of dinosaurs. But no, there's some guys dressed in Scapelli overalls down there. It's Scapelli plumbing, full on obvious. Opening up the pipes, trying to flood the place because that would stop them from being able to dig, you know, because then nobody would be able to get that water out of there. That would be muddy water. Ugh, you wouldn't want to touch that.
But do you know what I don't get? They had time to run all the way back to Mario's and then run all the way back to the thing, and it was only after like gaining an inch in water. It wasn't flooded.
Yeah.
Why couldn't Luigi do it?
Because he's no mustache.
He's only an apprentice, he says. Yeah, and he had
He's
no
no
apprentice.
He doesn't get his mustache until he's an actual plumber. That's what's happening here.
Your man says plumbers. He says, "I'm not a plumber. He's a plumber. I'm the apprentice."
I hope he knows that apprentices actually still do work.
Yeah,
they don't just sit there and look at. They're not like theoretical. They don't go, "Oh, I'll learn how to plumb."
It feels like a very long-winded way to get Mario there. It's like Mario made a big deal of leaving them alone, and then they make a big deal of getting Mario back.
Like, you know what would have been better?
It would have been cut out.
If the Mario's girlfriend had turned around and went, "Oh, I want to see the dinosaurs too," and they all went there, and like they like Iggy and Ziggy, without needing to even go there at all, like you just see a hand come in and grab them or like push them in or something. Like they fucked all this up by trying to explain stuff that they talked about earlier on, and there's literally still no setup for what's going on in the movie.
Yeah.
They're trying to explain here and there. It's bollocks.
Yeah, but you can tell that the movie was like totally it was being rewritten every because Bob Hoskins really said no to it. He said no because he didn't want, after Who Framed Roger Rabbit, he didn't want to do another movie. He didn't want to do another movie like that. Is what I read anyway. And he just said no. But they kept sending him stuff and kept talking to him. And for his kids, he was like, okay, look, I'll do it. And he said it was the worst decision he ever made. But like I said to you lads, he was been handed pieces of script every fucking day. Mm-hmm. Like that's it. You can tell through the whole movie that it was productive. There's scenes that just don't add up. It doesn't line up.
The directors were getting walked all over, like, and the studio and the producers were in everybody's ears, and like.
There's two producers, which actually I don't remember now you're saying there. The director, there was a guy and his wife, basically, director. They got asked to leave. They got asked to leave the set because they were actually in the middle of scenes. They were shouting to actors, and they were like constantly fucking around the actors and constantly doing things that were pissing the actors off. So they actually got the directors, two of them got asked to leave set. So like the director of photography, like it's fucking crazy. He started directing the movie. So I was like, oh my god.
Yep.
I'm kind of a director, I guess. So Mario comes along and he encourages Luigi into fixing it, kind of with his help. So they fix it. But Daisy by this time has already been snatched and she's in a sandy bit of the wall. So Luigi goes, "Ah!" and he jumps into the sandy bit of the wall, and Mario's like, "Oh!" and I like that.
Yeah, but it's all about Luigi's gut feeling. I gotta feel him. Everything is a gut feeling with him.
That's what that was the first time in the movie where I kind of went, okay, that makes sense as far as like the game goes, because you do have these sort of hidden sand pits that you have to like. Yeah,
but that's like such a reach as well. Like if at this point they're making references to the game, it really should have been like way more obvious. But I think, like you're saying, Derry, I think they're like, oh, we'll make it all subtle and hidden, and it's like, no. Don't do that. Don't do that.
This movie, they didn't need to make anything subtle and hidden. They just all the material was there, and we would have forgiven that because we would have expected that. We would expect them to fall down big pipes and land in the castles and the fucking huge mushrooms, and they didn't. I don't think they needed those big boots to fucking they put the bullet bills and the fucking boots as the like the little things that they used that were from, the bombs, the tiny bomb, which took forever to fucking blow up, by the way.
You reference, and even at that, they were flimsy, and it didn't even work properly.
Yeah.
So.
They were so bad, considering how good the rest of the effects were before that, to have the bomb show up and be that crappy little thing.
Yeah.
It's like a plasticine, little model. It's not
so bad.
They could have even bought a toy. They could have literally bought a toy that was available at the time. They worked with Nintendo, and that's what they got from the props department. So Mario goes, oh, and he falls in. So there's a cool effect with the meteor that is meant to have slammed into the Earth. And basically the setup for the movie is that a big meteor slammed into the Earth and split two dimensions off, and one dimension is us, and the other dimension is full of dinosaurs in this one city, and the rest of the whole entire Earth is now a desert. For whatever reason. So they passed the mythical meteor thing, and that has kind of no explanation as to what the shit is happening there. So then we get into the New York equivalent, or like the Brooklyn equivalent of Super Mario World. They don't even call it
Kingdom.
But they don't call it a world of any kind, do they? They don't
Nope.
call it like a land. They just say Koopa City, wherever the hell it is.
Yeah,
So Dennis Hopper is sticking his hands in a load of yogurt, as you do, and he's talking about, I need that crystal, or I need that thing to merge our, like, straight off the bat. It's that simple. It's like, oh, I need that crystal. Like, hang on a second. How long has he been working towards doing this? And, you know, they have like an internal politics going on. There's a king and there's a system. Like, did he get elected in?
No, overthrew. He like basically took over this kingdom.
Why is he asking
apparently.
people to vote for him then?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. There's big posters saying elect Koopa or whatever it was.
Fucking ask me. This movie, let's not, if we try and poke holes in this thing will be like a cobweb. It'll just fall apart.
A cobweb of a fungus. So,
yeah.
Dennis Hopper is like, hey, I need to get this crystal because princesses and shit. We need to get the princess and the crystal. And they actually get that a little bit confused later because they basically say, oh, we need the crystal. And then when they don't have the crystal, they're like, oh, we need the princess. And it's like, which one do you need then? Is it the crystal or the princess? Is it both or is it neither? Or is it, either or? So Dennis Hopper explains his little plan. And then there's a stupid moment when a little old lady comes out and she's like, basically tries to rob them. For comic effect.
But that was funny in Dumb and Dumber, yeah?
It wasn't a Super Mario movie. It was funny because she was on a little scooter. So
didn't even see it coming.
Didn't even see it coming. So Big Bertha, that's the name of your one here, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the fish. Yeah? That's the
fish. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Fish. Yeah, it's the...
It would have been funnier if she swallowed it, but she didn't. She put it around her neck and throws the little old lady over the balcony into a load of cars, and she shocks the guy in the car, and this car's flipping over. All of this stuff is grade A. This is all good stuff. This is stuff you don't see anymore. Sparks flying up in the air, people getting lit on fire. This is good stuff. I'll my rating will reflect this. I won't be rating it fairly, basically.
This whole city's kind of run like the bumper cars in Tremor, isn't it? They're like running on like the Lewis thing.
Isn't it weird? Hey, they're all running electric. They're all electric cars.
This is where I feel the sort of Tim Burton influence as well. Is when we get down to Koopa.
I could see the Tim Burton influence, but they really didn't lead into it very much. If it was, they really didn't do a good job at all.
Not at all.
They didn't even some of the practical effects are great. I don't know who the fuck managed to get those dinosaurs looking so good and the dinosaur heads. The costumes were amazing. It's like, but why was the fucking script so bad?
When you're saying those dinosaurs, the Goombas, them things that with the small...
They're Goombas. Yeah, they're mushrooms. They confused that fucking whole thing as well. Goombas.
Thank you. Also, why did they have tiny heads? Did I miss something?
No.
I will say that they do look great, yeah. But another question is...
They look fantastic, but they look like Herman Munster, but with a reptile head. Like someone took off Herman Munster's head and stuck on a little toy reptile head. Maybe there was remember in Spinal Tap where they make the little Stonehenge and he puts it in centimeter or inches instead of feet, and he makes a really small version. I bet when they were ordering all the heads, we were like, okay, we need 20 prosthetic heads, and they were like, oh, I thought you meant inches. It's like, oh shit. Okay, we'll just make it like they're shrinking their brains down because that's their heads too, right?
I would believe it because I can't see any other logic to it.
Imagine that, waiting for a big truck to turn up.
There's no logic. I don't understand
heads, but it's one box with all these small little heads. You're like, oh shit. Oh God.
there was no need for them to be in this movie. They have no connection to the Mario world at all. I don't know. But what pissed me off is they made your man with the fucking music guy. That was Toad. That was supposed to be the mushroom. I'm like, are you for fucking real? Like,
So,
as I said to you, there's taking liberties and then there's...
Big Bertha takes the crystal first off, and she's like, that's mine now. And then, okay, oh no, we have our dilemma in the movie. Some random woman just stole the crystal that you don't know is powerful and is only there because you want to give it back to Daisy, who also doesn't know it's powerful. So, that's kind of lost.
That's when the old woman went to grab the necklace off Luigi. He was like, no, don't touch that. And she just like tore it off his neck. I was like, oh, it's terrible acting.
Yeah.
Even with John Leguizamo.
So, Toad is introduced. He's singing his song for some reason. And they're then hauled off into the back of the police car. So, Daisy then gets delivered into a prison full of women. And you realize that Mario's 25-year-old girlfriend is in there too. For some reason.
She's not 25. Don't flatter her.
She's late 20s, 27.
Nah, she is a cougar.
No way.
She's
This is the 90s. Everyone looked that old.
She's absolutely about mid-30s.
They're in the back of the police car,
She's
and
29, 30 maybe.
she's not. Maybe 30. Maybe everybody looks younger to me now that I'm 30. So they're in the back of the police car. Nobody explains why there's police, but there you go. And then they're in the police station. This is the one funny part in it, where he goes, name, and he goes, Luigi. And he goes, last name, and he goes, Mario. And he goes, huh? Luigi Mario and Mario Mario. And I was like, ha.
Yeah,
That's funny.
I didn't find that funny.
Like, you can tell the writers when they wrote these lines were like, these are hilarious, these are just, and they all fucking yes men around them. It's just horrendous writing. Even from back then, I'm sorry.
This is what I'm talking about, where they literally tried to write themselves out of a corner that they made in the first place.
Yeah.
The police never needed to ask them the last name. They made that happen to then have to explain their last name. The joke was bad, and it still didn't make any sense. So all of that could have been thrown out of the why are they police? It's not like the 90s had really bad prosthetics or costumes. Why weren't they fucking anything else but police officers? With literal mustaches. They literally just were men in police uniforms.
Well, they could have been like any creature from... why was Koopa Dust or Dennis Hopper? Why would they not have it? Because is he not a fucking dinosaur?
They are dinosaurs.
So they're dinosaurs. So would he not just been a dinosaur? You just say prosthetics were they could have done a great makeup job on him. They could have had him even if the Goombas, even if they took one of those guys and made his head a little bigger and had a big fucking hunch on his back, they could have done so much more. Why was
that's
human?
The thing.
Anyway.
But that's where they made the decision that they wanted to make it more appealing to adults, and they didn't think adults would watch a creature movie.
Imagine though if the creatures were, all that fungus hanging around the place. If the Goombas, they just stuck with, the Goombas are fungus basically. They just had a big fungus monster walking around that's covered in that stuff. That would at least kept with the theme. But no, there's actually here's another point. The guys in the gas masks, you see them briefly, and they have the holes. Remember Super Mario Brothers? I think it was, it wasn't 2.
Yeah, 2.
Where you basically pick up things and you raise them above your head.
2, yeah.
The guys in that, the Shy Guys.
Yeah.
Those are those guys.
That's what they're supposed to be, yeah.
Shy Guys.
They're supposed to be in the whole first part. They're supposed to be in the Magic, or not the Magic Kingdom. It's not Disney. The Mushroom Kingdom. That's why the mushrooms are there. That's why all the fungus. It's supposed to be in the Mushroom Kingdom.
They don't even say Mushroom Kingdom. It's like, we're not even in the Mushroom Kingdom. They just say, hey, it's the dinosaur equivalent of Brooklyn, by the way.
On a long line of pieces of shit, this movie.
They get defungified in the police station, and then they're in a load of cages. Toad is there, and Toad is like spouting his conspiracy theories, going, yeah, I think that the king is yada yada yada, and I didn't really care about it. Koopa pretends to be a lawyer for like 2 seconds, and then absolutely freaks the fuck out and like tries to kill them because they instantly hate plumbers for no reason. They're like, plumbers. They're like, what? Yeah, do you not have plumbers as dinosaurs? Well, you have toilets, I assume.
No, because your man, the two boys came along and said, was it not because the two boys came along and said that she was with the two plumbers?
Yeah, because they're wanted.
So that's why he set up the
alarm. Why are they wanted?
Because they had Daisy.
They're with Daisy.
No,
because remember they came in, he was like, I have the princess. And they were like, right, where's the rock? And they were like, oh, I don't have it. And they were like,
she was with two plumbers, and he goes, plumbers. Like, he hates them instantly. Damn plumbers. So he gets King Koopa attacks him and then transforms Toad into a reptile for some reason. And then
wasn't he like this? What I can't understand. This is a big fucking weird thing. He was done the de-evolutionized thing because he was playing music and abusing Koopa. But then when they turned him into one of the Goombas, they gave him a fucking musical thing.
They gave him the harmonica back.
But what?
But it was like, see, that's the thing. They wrote themselves into a corner. They were like, okay, shit, how are we meant to distinguish him from everybody else? Oh, give him his harmonica back. That's how we'll know he's not the other guys.
Oh, it's just...
Like, why did you do it like that in the fucking first place?
Yeah.
Why did you do it like that?
Would you not have had like a child, like a small child running around that had like a fucking even a Boy Scout helmet that had mushroom toppers, you know?
There you go. I was thinking like attach mushroom costumes to dogs or something, but children. See, children are so far outside of my head that I didn't even think. But you could have, dwarves. Okay, we were just talking about Wizard of Oz. Just literally I was about to say put loads of brown makeup on them. No, don't do that. Don't. It's the 90s. You probably would have been okay. Dress them up like mushroom people or something. But no.
Jamie, let's be honest. Anything. Literally anything.
With spears. Like little mushroom guys with spears. I would have took it. I would have taken it. That would have been okay. But no, they just did this. So again, wrote themselves into the corner. They managed to get King Koopa, who doesn't have any security around, and who would have thunk it? A fucking load of 8-foot block people with tiny heads are crap bodyguards. And all the police that you have running around are fucking stupid people. And they just run around, whatever. So they push him into the head shrinking thing. But, it doesn't work that way. It actually increases his brain. But that makes him equally as dangerous as he was before and had literally no effect. So they run away because... I don't know, Dennis Hopper had a bit of a reptile eye for a second. He was like, oh, now I'm real angry. It's just fucking stupid.
It's just... But even when they went to fight the guys, like, even the fighting choreography, if there definitely wasn't any, clearly was fucking crap, because when they pushed down Hopper, the way he falls, it's just... Oh my God, it's fucking horrendous. Like, it was hard watching this movie again, and you know what? Now talking about it isn't fucking harder because I'm like, it's probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And you know what's bad about that? Because this was one of the things in my childhood that I liked, that I thought I fucking liked. Now it's making me question everything in my childhood.
Like sexuality,
everything.
So John Leguizamo has a look at a bit of some mushrooms, and he's like, "Hey man, the mushrooms, they're talking to me, man." And Mario's like, I just wanted to plumb things. Like, he's literally the most normal person in the world. I'm like, why? Why aren't they even eccentric? You know, that kind of, like, he's just like...
I got a feeling.
So, they rob some police fucking cars that have cow plows on the front of them. Again... So they hop in the cow plow police cars, and then... Okay, so here's how a plow works, okay? It has a wedge, and the thing coming at the wedge tends to end up on top of the police car, let's say, okay?
Yeah.
How in the name of God did the police car end up on a thing with no wedge? How did it get up there? Who came up with this? They literally got on... They would have still had to get the wheels. And they would have crashed. It would have just crashed.
Look, you're trying to make sense.
And if it's electric, it would have broke the wire. It's literally pushing down on it. Not only is it pushing down, but there's no wedge to get up. There's like, whoops, we're on top of another car. And he didn't stop the car. He didn't even stop the car. He just was like, no. It's like a driver in GTA. It's like, oh, better drive faster.
It's like you're angry on behalf of physics.
So, that's not even physics. That's like, that. It's just, I'm on top now. So, that fucking happens. And yes, right, and then we get to the point where I'm like, right, flamethrowers in moving cars.
Look,
okay. What happens in a moving car? There's a bit of wind, and projectiles generally work a little bit better. You know, for shooting a gun.
Yeah, but
again, are you speaking from experience?
I've seen it happen on American television. They have them all the time. I seen it on that movie you made me watch last week. But they were called swords. I don't understand. So they the two police cars are shooting flamethrowers.
Can I just interrupt and say, which movie do you think John Leguizamo is more proud of?
Right. Hey, I'll give it to him. He can bring out more. The special effects in this are so much better, though. So again, I have to give it to whoever designed the choreography for all these action scenes, because fuck me, like the scene that I have up at the minute with the cars and everything and the flamethrowers coming out is so impressive. What I'm confused about, though, is the fact that why in the name of God that when a car is in between two flamethrowers, it's impervious to flame, but when two cars that are shooting flamethrowers both at each other, they instantly blow up. They just go kaboom.
It's movie magic, Jamie. It's movie magic.
That's more than movie magic.
It is. Yeah, because there's no point in make fucking sense to this movie.
Cool. So, ultimately, I'm already very surprised at what's happening on the movie. As we speak, I'm fixing the slideshow. So, Darren, you take up this space by talking about things.
Talking about things or talking about this movie? Jesus Christ.
Whatever you want, man.
Don't understand why. Don't try and make sense of this movie. But I watched it twice because I was like, the first time I watched it, I was like,
why did you watch this twice?
I was actually going to ask how many times you watch it, because I know when we do these, you watch the movies multiple times.
Yeah, because I watched it once. Right, when I was watching it once, I was carrying the phone around me, cooking the dinner, and I kind of taken a bits and pieces, and I said, I'll watch it again, because after I had watched the first time, I was like, it can't be that bad.
It's that bad. It's that bad, dude.
And then I watched it again, and I was like halfway through, I was like, because I was thinking the second time I was going to watch it, maybe I missed something that might make the movie like fucking cool. I definitely missed.
There must have been a fact that made the whole entire movie completely different.
Because you know when you watch stuff from your childhood, and you're like, and you think about it in your head, and you only think of the best bits.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing with this, and I was like, what were the best bits I was taking out? What the fuck was I actually thinking about?
What were the best bits, Darren?
I have no idea. So when I watched it again, I actually got to the very end of the movie, and I was like, there was no need for me to watch the movie twice. Why did I do that to myself? What reason?
The action scenes, like I said, kept me hooked, and they were impressive. Yeah. Those were the good parts. Those were actually parts I'd forgotten. That I was like, oh yeah, wow, those were really good.
Yeah.
But
it was like only.
And the car drives out a big tunnel, and then some fungus hooks it, but they're okay. They're fine. They get out, and they get out into the desert. So I don't know where the fuck they think they're going, but they're going somewhere. Dennis Hopper is in the mud.
Yeah.
Having a mud bath, and then talking.
I wanted to run and just jump in that mud so much. Right.
That actually looks like some comfy mud.
Oh god, it's clean and dirty at the same time, he says.
Right, clean and dirty at the same time.
If you've just joined us.
Right, we're talking about Dennis Hopper in a bath of mud. So he's having a conversation with his iguana wife, and she is talking about getting the princess, or talking to, hey, I want to talk to the princess. And Dennis Hopper's like, yeah, you do that. You talk to the princess. And then Iggy and Ziggy come in, and they say, nope, he's still alive, I think. Or maybe he's dead. What did they say?
They're in the desert, the Mario Bros.
They're in the desert.
Now, they walk, now you're saying that, Jerry, that they ad-libbed. I guarantee they ad-libbed walking into that mud. Because they walked, like, right up to him. And like you can totally tell they did, and he just like said his line, and just turned around and walked out. Your man says because there was I put on subtitles, right, because I wanted to see. It was like I kept reading things, and they were like there was lines there that weren't being said, but it was very faint, obviously. So the lads had a whole lot of dialogue walking upstairs saying that mud. That what your man say? The guy with the big nose saying that mud felt really nice. Your man said it was only mud, it wasn't water. So they had a whole lot of dialogue up the fucking steps. I was like, why did they not give those guys more to do?
Yeah.
No.
They probably cut out a load of shit. They were just like, I'm just going to make it up as I go along.
They were definitely my favourite part.
Yeah,
so
me too.
The iguana lady goes and meets Daisy, and Daisy's like, I don't know why you want me. And the iguana's one's like, hey, because you're Princess Daisy. I've literally told you everything about your backstory now. So... What does she have a conversation? Oh, your dad was the Fungus King.
Yeah. Your dad,
doesn't even matter. Had a stupid conversation to create
the weirdest thing.
What?
Your dad is the fungus. What?
Yeah, he's the Fungus King now. Because and you need to meet King Koopa because he wants to meet you. For some reason, you're important. Like why didn't he just leave her there and take the stone?
Because I don't know, but in the third game, what it was is they actually, because you save like a king every time. Like
that's the only thing that is similar.
Yeah, but one of the kings was like they were mostly turned into statues. They weren't fucking like fungus
or which bulbs or whatever.
It's like, and there was I picked out all the subtleties and all the little bits that were from the game. I picked them all out. There's like about 8 or 9 of them in it, but. Like, they weren't even subtle enough to be like, oh, this is in the game. It could be in the fucking Atom. Like, lads, Yoshi. I forgot that character was in the movie.
Little raptor Yoshi. They didn't even jump on his back. He did like, lick a tongue, though.
He did.
Dennis Hopper makes Iggy and Ziggy really smart.
Yeah. Well, people gave Jurassic Park, was it blue? After it nodded to Chris Pine. They gave that loads of shit because it was like dinosaurs are not supposed to fucking nod at you. But Yoshi went.
I don't know what kind of dinosaur Yoshi was, but he wasn't a Jurassic Park dinosaur. And they're not even real dinosaurs either. But they were close to real dinosaurs. Making the guy smarter for some apparent reason was a good idea. I guess I can think about it and say, hey, maybe he's trying to make him smart so he can find them. But why didn't you just leave him out and die in the desert? Because there's literally nothing out there. So, because that's the only way they get back, is by finding them, and who get captured really easily. Yeah. So they get really smartified. They get their brains bigger. And Daisy gets given a lovely dress and told a little bit more backstory. John Leguizamo takes off his top and proceeds to walk around for a bit with his top off. Which, I'm not. Who's complaining, really? But still, why is he not wearing green? Mario was wearing kind of a green, but not John Leguizamo.
Mario's wearing green and red.
Greeny red.
Yeah. No, like, I don't understand. Like, that's such a small thing, Jamie, that should have been done to the whole movie.
Yeah.
Luigi wears green. Look, the fucking Power Rangers. That's like, you wear your colours so you can differentiate between who is who. Clearly, you know who's who, but it's a little thing for the fans. And then make them wear like a green hat or a green fucking t-shirt. And then at the end of it, give them their fucking outfits.
Exactly.
Stupid.
So they're walking through the desert, and I don't know, they're really not talking about that much. I think, hey, how are we going to get back or whatever. Then Yoshi is introduced to Daisy, and then Dennis Hopper, King Koopa, is introduced to Daisy, and he has a little bit of a Me Too moment with her, basically trying to get on top of her, for no reason. Again, I think it's just to...
Apparently, she descended from dinosaurs now.
Yeah, oh yeah, by the way, you're a dinosaur. Oh no! Does that change anything? I still look like a human, clearly. What's the difference?
So I don't understand.
So they're...
Hang on, I may have zoned out at this point. I feel like, was there something to do with, like, mixing the races?
Oh, you never mix
because
the races
because she was, like, part human, and if he were to mate with her... I don't know. I did kind of zone out. Was that not some sort of subplot?
Oh, really?
I don't know.
I might have
dreamt it.
All I thought was like... Oh,
I may have been trying to make it a more interesting story.
That sounds like a more interesting plot. I would like to see that. And like the baby is actually Bowser, and that's like why that's when they're stuck in the world. You know what would have been cool? You've seen Adventure Time, and you know the way that after a nuclear holocaust, like everything went all weird and colorful and everything. That would have been cool if that happened in Mario. There was like a nuclear holocaust. That's why everything looks all fucked up. They were kind of like halfway there with the meteor. Yeah. No, they're in the middle of the desert, and they're not really doing a whole lot. Like the Iggy and Ziggy are driving around in this piece of crap little scootery thing, or not a scooter, but what would you call it?
A dune buggy.
A dune buggy, a quad. So Mario and Luigi instantly kick their asses and tie them up and bargain with them and saying, well, we're basically just either going to leave you out here or come with us and we'll make you help us. And that they instantly agree. There's a cool shot of like the alternate dimension World Trade Centers. Again, I don't know why they're the World Trade Centers in the alternate universe, but let's just skip that part because it's a cool scene.
Yeah, because
there's some like Shy Guys again, I think, or there's some of these garbage men, and they're doing stuff with garbage because again, there's garbage here. So like they're obviously just putting stuff in. It's a giant landfill. Mario and Luigi knock the guys out, hop in the garbage van, and drive back into town. Fantastic. They get dressed up in suits, and then they go to the party because they hear that Big Bertha is there, so they can get the stone back. Again,
boom boom bar.
They literally have not become Luigi and Mario by this stage. They haven't stepped into and overalls. Even when they were plumbers, they still wore their own clothes. So fucking stupid.
Yeah.
The owner spots that there are Luigi and Mario are basically in the club. They spot Big Bertha. Mario has his Me Too movement, shoves his face in her chest, snatches the stone away.
Like, this was like, he was like, what is going on? Like, he literally dunks his face in between her boobs, and I was like, right. Okay. I was like, Bob, look right there, look. I was like, Bob, you go get yours, buddy.
All over that. So, the iguana one is there. She takes the crystal. So again, more needless fucking around. Big Bertha helps him escape because now she's good because she's attracted to Mario.
Yeah, this is... I didn't understand. Maybe because she's attracted to Mario. Like, I didn't understand it because it was like... when he danced, like the whole dancing thing together, I suppose she was evil before. She wouldn't give him the fucking rock. He stole the rock really quickly. He ran off. You don't see her again, and all of a sudden, then you see her, and she's a fucking good guy. Maybe because she just wanted to get hers.
You know,
she gave him a punch to begin with. She was like,
when he goes, yeah.
You know the dragon in Shrek?
Yes, it's like that.
And Donkey.
Right.
That's the dynamic I'm thinking of.
I feel that. I actually feel that. That's the only thing that's actually make sense now in this film, to be honest with you. I bet she gives a great BJ, though, if she is anything by her name to go by. Oh, no, I can say blowjob. Blowjob.
Yeah, we got you. That's all right.
Oh,
we understood.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't know if there was a lag or something. I was waiting for you to catch up.
Okay.
So she goes, hey, conveniently in this closet, for some reason, there's some jumping boots. So put on your jumping boots. And they do. They put them jumping boots on. And they jump their way into a very bad leg and back injury. So that puts those two guys out of commission for a bit. So they jump into the back of a garbage truck. And then we get the reveal of the Fungus King. Which again, I think... like all of the practical effects in this, the way he like comes out of that like little cave thing, the like concave thing, it's all really cool. And it is similar to one of the Mario games where there's like a throne and you see like the fungus guy come down. That's literally the only similarity effectively. So Dennis Hopper and the King have a chat and he goes, haha, I bested you. And if there was any more backstory, I'd probably care about their connection, but I don't, and I've never seen them, so I don't care. So now, why are Mario and Luigi in the sewers? Because they are in the sewers. Because they got dumped in the dump. Now they're in the sewers for some reason, and then they find some overalls, and they put the overalls on. Now they're Mario and Luigi. Yeah. So. This is cool when they go into the elevator and they start getting the guys to dance.
It's just fucking ridiculous.
Good. But again, I feel like they thought, wow, that's going to be really smart. When it's actually, oh, look how silly that is.
Yeah.
But then Bob Hoskins says, why did you do that? And then Luigi says, or he says to him, how'd you know that work? And Luigi's answer to him is, everybody loves to dance.
Yeah.
I'm like, you fucking ass bag. Shut up.
But that's the thing. Like, let's put it back into Mario lore, where, you know, there are little music boxes. Like, why didn't they like find one of those and start playing a music box and everybody starts like anything? It's fucking Mario. You literally make it up as you go along.
We could write this movie. As again, I'm saying we should. I'm telling you, you could make anything at all. You know, they could have played on the elevator thing. They could have touched the buttons to make it sound like had it.
I think they tried so hard to make it real world. I think that they just lost any sense of kind of what would have made it a good movie.
Like they lost all the elements that made the game good.
Yeah, absolutely.
They do a bit of a dance in the elevator, and then Yoshi and Daisy have a bit of a bonding session. Toad comes along with some raw meat, and then Yoshi attacks the iguana one and is like, nom, 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 I'm eating your foot. All of the Goombas in the elevator are all dancing away to themselves. Luigi and Mario escape through the top of the elevator, and Iggy and Ziggy are there because they're tagging along. Apparently, like, they go and rescue Daisy, basically. Toad gets lit on fire. So he's blazing. He's getting lit on fire. Iggy and Ziggy try and help Daisy escape and get back to the king, so the throne room, to see her dad. And Luigi and Mario are running around the place trying to find Daisy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no one knows, like, they all think that... So who has the rock at this stage?
The iguana lady.
Yeah, sorry, Mario. Yeah.
So literally, they haven't had it. They haven't had the fucking thing since they got the thing. Horrible, horrible heroes. So they get down and meet Daisy in the throne room with the king, and there's like a funny, meant to be funny, awkward Luigi meeting the dad, and it's like, oh, nice to meet you, sir. Ah, it's bullshit. So the iguana lady is going down to obviously try and put the crystal in the meteor, and we see Mario jump in and rescue his girlfriend, Mario's girlfriend, and all the other ladies. So again, this reminds me of Big Trouble in Little China. A much better movie than this. They end up turning off all the heating in the place, I think, and they give no reason for this. I think they might have said because they're hot-blooded, 20 degrees.
They're trying to freeze the pipes. Is what they're trying to do. But
but they don't say that. Hey, we want to freeze the pipes. I think they say, hey, we just want to make it cold in the place. Which
but your man set off the alarm. He's like, you set off the alarm. I know what I'm doing. He said, but he doesn't explain anything.
No, that's it. So they try and turn off the cooling because the reptiles are warm-blooded, and then it sets off the alarm, which is literally the only indication of them being there. Like they could have like these Goombas can't even speak. So even if they had seen something, they wouldn't be able to show anybody where anything is. So it's just whatever. They fly out of the pipe and straight into the streets, gosh darn it, and fly down like a magical carpet straight into King Koopa and rescue Luigi and Daisy, who Luigi was captured a while ago. This is another reference to the movie when King Koopa is in an upturned like construction bucket, and it's meant to be like the clown face thing. Again, why not just do the fucking clown face? Like, why are you trying to allude to these things?
If it's supposed to be the kind of future, and they're able to do these fucking big jump boats, why would they not have like hovering?
Yeah, just do something then. Commit to the fucking idea. Don't give me a half-assed idea. It was like badly done in the first place. So either just give me cheese if you're going to give me cheese. Don't give me a hint of it. Yeah. So the one looks like Frankenstein Bride. I guess that's a reference for some reason. And she goes to try and put the crystal back in the meteor. She puts it back in the meteor. And we swap back to Mario putting the bomb down on the bridge effectively. Which why did he twirl it and then throw it or do something? Why did he put it down? And Koopa has a gun and he's like, no.
Well, did you see the whole thing where was this part where he blew out the fucking flame on your man's gun?
I think that. Yeah, that was.
And Dennis Hopper went, oh. It's like, why did you blow up my flame? I almost had you that time. But the fucking bomb took like 10 years to blow. Oh my god!
It didn't even get you.
Didn't even experience playing Mario. They do not take that long to blow.
Oh no! I wish they did.
Otherwise, I'd have a long time ago.
So it goes back to the iguana lady, and she then gets blasted into the wall and dies. But she also has a human skeleton. So why is she a lizard? What makes her a lizard? Anyway.
It's all made perfectly because Luigi says she makes quite an impression. So it's okay then. Yeah.
That was so forced.
Like I said, they're trying to like
forced.
They're painting themselves into corners. So Thanos apparently has some sort of reaction in this universe, and they all start disintegrating into bits.
That was a really good effect.
How did
I'm going to give it that. That was a really good effect. Right? And I had a pretty high definition copy of it where I was watching, and it actually held up. It was really, really good.
What I find funny is that they go.
They could have actually done some really good bits in it. They could have done so much. Like, that's what kills me. They had every single thing they needed to make this movie fucking great, and great actors.
To be fair, I think the production department, as in the sets and the effects and stuff, I think those crews are the only people that are proud of this movie, and damn right they should be because it looked fantastic.
Oh yeah. And you know that they love that effect so much that they got it like 7 times in the end of the movie. They're like, oh shit, that's really good. Put that in more. They're swapping around. Keep on doing it. So they do it, and they're back in Earth because the crystal has now not merged the universes, but more so transplanted 7 people back. It just, that's what it does. It doesn't merge any of the universe. It just brings specific people back.
Yeah.
So those people are brought back, and this gives a chance for King Koopa to finally use the gun to turn someone into a monkey. And that's the bad guy, thankfully. And then, right after he turns him into a monkey, straight back again. You have to get back now. Back to Mushroom Kingdom. Luigi and Mario get some guns out of nowhere. The bazookas.
The guns are supposed to be like the fire suits, isn't it? That's like the flower power. That's what it's supposed to be. Like it's supposed to be, you get the flower power and you throw the fireballs.
Oh, why didn't they
that's
have
what it's supposed to be.
Bad movie. Dennis Hopper then begins to turn into a dinosaur. Oh no, because those are the de-evolution guns, and they're changing him back into a dinosaur.
See where the bomb went off and he flew up into the air.
Yes.
And then it was obviously a fucking dummy that they did, but the dummy in like 3 different frames was falling nowhere near that fucking basin thing he was in, and all of a sudden then it landed in the fucking basin. But it was so badly done that I'm like, oh my god, you're purposely just doing these things just to piss people off now.
But I think they just, again, looked at all of those Thanos effects and were just like, you know what, people are just going to be so stunned by those. They're like, wow, man, how did they do that with, like, computers and stuff? So, King Koopa turns into a legitimate dinosaur, like a full dinosaur, but then turns into some goop. Thankfully, they didn't need to fight an actual, really difficult boss in this, because, like, literally, that would have been fun. To see Mario and Luigi fight an actual T-Rex dino. No, he's goop now. It's okay. The king is back, and he has a bit of a funny line. He's like, oh, yes, glad to be back or whatever. And then the laser, the piece of the meteor that was taken out can now open up doorways back to the other dimension. Why is it mythical? I don't know. So they go back, and then they're basically sitting in their apartment. They're like, oh god, their life is shit now, knowing that there's another dimension full of dinosaur people. Oh god, all we're doing was plumbing. And then Daisy comes back with a gun going, hey, come with me. And they're like, oh, yeah. And the second movie never happened.
What kills
and that was Super Mario Brothers.
They already had signed up for a second and third movie. They already, because they got But after they tested the movie, they literally, I think it was like a couple of weeks later, they got like the writers got all let go. Like they all got fired from that stuff.
Get out of here.
They should get fucking fired, because it was just, it's terrible. It's so bad.
Well, that was it's nice to watch these films and then have a proper a jabber about it, because sometimes you miss all the horrible things, and sometimes when you're watching it, it's nice to get other people's opinions and go, you know what, I didn't think about it like that, especially with bad movies, because then you can gang up on it and bully it. And it's younger than us as well. We're picking on someone younger than us. Stupid.
Because we're fucking assholes. But I thought I'm so annoyed, because I thought this movie was gonna be good, and I was like disappointed at the end. I was like, fuck's sake. And now they're trying to get the new Super Mario Brothers movie made, and they want Danny DeVito to play Mario. I'm like, that would be amazing.
It's fucking me, Danny DeVito, Mario. I kick your fucking asses. It'd be like in Austin Powers. Hey, it's me, Mini B. But they should get someone like really, really tall to play Luigi. They should get like I don't know. Who's skinny and tall? Like, oh, Benedict Cumberbatch. No?
No. No.
No.
Do you know what?
Ray Romano from Everybody Hates Raymond.
No.
No. Come on, Mario. Come on. Oh, God, my brother hates me.
Yeah, but they asked Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger to be in this movie. They both of them turned it down flat. Yeah, I know,
I'm delighted.
They were
Arnold
supposed to be...
Schwarzenegger, what, as Bowser?
No, as Mario and Luigi.
No way.
Because
Horrible.
of twins. Yeah,
because of twins.
Yeah.
Because of twins. All the kids know about that movie, Twins. Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito reprise their roles as brothers in Super Mario Brothers, the movie. Oh! So, yes.
Oh, God. It's depressing, this movie. It was so bad. It was like... It actually gave me the fucking
I had a smile. Actually, looking at my new haircut, I want the next movie to be The Fifth Element.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Okay, do you know what?
No, it's not my pick.
I want to draw her, so yeah, I'm okay with that.
Oh, no.
Multipass. So, okay, let's.
I've never seen
The
Fifth Element, and I'm like, I can't, because I watched the movie the other night called Monster Hunter. It was a horror, and Tony Jaa, it was like, and she wouldn't have a job. She wouldn't be acting in any movies if it wasn't for her husband, Paul Anderson, because every movie he makes, she's fucking in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, they ruined the Resident Evil franchise. They ruined it for me.
It was a popcorn movie. It was like the first one was kind of, I won't even say crap, like the lasers and people getting chopped up and stuff. I was like, okay, that reminded me of The Cube, and that was fun. But
the first and second movie were kind of close to the games, Raccoon City, but then the third one just was like,
the games went all over the place. They fucking made Wesker into this like Japanese anime long jacketed guy. I don't even fucking know.
Well, they're making.
Whose pick is it next week? Who is picking it next week?
It is Darren's pick next week.
Ooh.
Whatever it is.
Ooh. Well, let's give the rating first off.
Oh yeah. Oh
okay.
Fuck. Okay. Do we need to?
So, I'm going to give a rating of 5 mushrooms. 5, you know the mushrooms, you know those black mushrooms with the skulls on the face, and when you touch them you die? 5 of those. Darren.
3. Oh God, 3 funguses out of 3 big Berthas out of 10 big Berthas.
3 big Berthas. Ooh. That's a big Bertha. And Derry.
I'm going to be very generous and give it a 4 bombs. Solely based on visuals and effects and most of the wardrobe.
Yeah, okay. Wow. I give it the highest rating. That's okay. I picked it, I guess, so that's not too bad. I don't feel that bad about it. So, yeah, I enjoyed tonight. I had a fun time discussing the Super Mario Brothers movie from the 90s. And I'm sure when the new movie comes around, we can have a chat about it too. So, thanks very much for joining us, everybody, tonight. It's been wonderful.
Are we going to find out about next week?
Yeah, well, I was going to say that we were going to have a look at the art cam, but I don't know if I fixed it from last time. But let's see if I fixed it. Yeah, my mic is on, but I don't know if I added in the audio. But the audience got to see what lovely work you produced tonight, Darren. It's fantastic.
I went off on my own little tangent in the Mario universe because I just figured it was safer.
I'm glad you did.
You did the best thing and the little star in the middle, because look, you know what? And I put it like this, and this is the easiest way to say it. By looking at your picture, if your picture was there and the Mario movie was there, you'd know that what yours was about.
Yeah.
And it looks like a sexy version too.
Yeah.
Peachy peach.
Peachy peaches.
You got a few peaches.
So, thanks again for joining us, everybody. We'll be on YouTube. We'll be on Twitch. about this time next week. So, Darren, please enlighten us with your pick of the movie of next week.
This is a movie that's after stick with me for fucking years. I think I was about 5 years old when I saw it first. It was a movie called The Sunshine Boys. You ever seen it?
I've never even heard of it.
It's these two comedians, Lewis and Clark, played by Walter Matthau, and I think it's Jack. It's not Jack Lemmon. Oh my god, his names have to skip me. Anyway, the two comedians back in the vaudeville era, and basically they haven't spoken. They fucking hate each other. They used to do things on stage, just piss each other off, and they stopped being together. They used to travel together and being on TV and stuff. And they haven't spoken in about 20 years, and a producer wants to get them back on TV. So the producer is one of our sons. So your man tries to get them back to work together, and eventually he gets them to meet up. But the whole thing is about their first meeting after 20 years of not talking. This apartment, lads, it's fucking brilliant. And then they go and do like an old classic vaudeville tour with a load of other comedians, but they have to do a few of their old skits, and it just goes fucking haywire. And then there's a big sad underlying story and stuff. It's a really beautiful, like, it's actually, do you know how good it is that when I was about 5 years of age watching this, I still remember it. That's how good it is.
I like Walter Matthau, so
yeah,
let's give that a go. What's the name of it? Darry, you'll be putting it up on our Twitter and our Facebook and our Instagram and all those good places anyway.
Yep.
So it's called the
Sunset Boys.
Sunshine Boys.
Sunshine Boys.
Yeah, you know what? It's a movie that I know you're gonna like. Both of you think it's a good story. It's a fucking great story, and it's like that's what all movies should be.
You sold me with vaudeville.
Yeah, I'm down with vaudeville. I like vaudeville.
Awesome.
So thanks very much again. We'll see catch you next Sunday for the Sunshine Boys. Goodbye. Bye.